Hey, I'm Anthony.
And I'm Carissa.
And this is Bev, our big effing van. Bev is a 2012 Freightliner Sprinter with a 170-inch wheelbase. We bought it in the beginning of 2021.
I first wanted to do van life in 2015 when I heard about it in college, and it had been a secret dream ever since. However, when I met Anthony, I told him, hey, just so you know, eventually I want to live in a van. However, I fell in love with him, and I kind of put that dream on the back burner because I loved him so much. And as we started, once we got married, he came up to me one day and said, hey, I've been running the numbers, and I think living in a van might be a good idea.
Yeah, so we took the savings that we had for a house and decided to earmark it instead for van life, as I always wanted to be more entrepreneurial and work for myself, and so I found a way to make that happen. She was able to do remote work, which was kind of aided by 2020, but now we're here, and we've been in the van for 6 months. So we had about 45 days to do all the work that you'll see in here. Our water system is probably where the most mistakes were made of any of the systems in our van, especially having no plumbing background. But we see 2 faucets here. A lot of people ask why that is. Our one faucet over here on the left side is for extra filtered water, and this one is just for any water that'll run through our pump. This way, if we do need to get water from a less than ideal source, we'll be able to pull it through and get it filtered for chlorine and lead and some other things, and then we can have it come out of here. Inside of our water cabinet here, we have 3 jerry cans, which are 5 gallons of water each. Actually 6 gallons each. And so we have 18 gallons of fresh water and then a 5-gallon gray water tank, which just drains everything in here. That has to be dumped a lot more than we have to refill our waters. We built all these extra drawers, which serve not only to have like our utensils, our Tupperwares, our toiletries, but also something I didn't think that I would get to have in the van, which is an actual junk drawer. So we're not gonna open that too far because it's pretty junky, but up top you can see we have all of our utensils for eating and everything. We have some more toiletries up here, but also one of the coolest things that we built out at the very end, probably like 10 hours before we actually left to move into the van, were these bump outs that we have inside of our wall, because there's a little bit of space in most vans that you'll have between where your wall is going to be and where the actual outer wall is. Inside of here we have our toothbrushes as well as deodorants. Just it's easily accessible for us in the morning so that we don't smell like you'd think a van person would smell.
I really wanted a lot of counter space so that way Anthony and I could both cook together. So that's why we have both sides. I love up here we have all of our pots and pans. We have 2 big pots and 1 skillet and 2 big salad bowls. And then down here we have our fridge. It is 50 liters and we can keep about a week's worth, sometimes even more, food in here, plus leftovers. We originally bought it because it's off-brand, so it's a lot cheaper. And I was really nervous about having enough fridge storage, but we took everything out of our fridge in our apartment when we bought this and put it in, and it fit perfectly. So I knew we would have enough storage for food in here. Up here we have all of the ways that we cook. We have a jet boil as well as a camp stove, and we just plop it on top of here, cook, and when we're done, it goes right back down here, so we have as much counter space as we need. Below here, this was really important to me. I wanted a big trash can. So it has a lid, that way all the smells stay in here. We have so much pantry storage. So up here, we keep a lot of our grains and things we can cook with. We literally have a whole bag of rice in there. And then next, we have all of our snack items, toilet paper, cooking oil, just things we can easily grab and go. We also love coffee and teas, and so we wanted a spot for that as well. So up here is where we keep all of our drinks. Of course, some LaCroix, some energy drinks, protein shakes. Protein is really hard to get in the van sometimes. And this is also where we have our plates and bowls.
Probably one of the first questions on most people's minds when they hear that we live in a van is, what the heck do you do to make money? And some people save for van life, and we did have some savings, but we wanted to try to live in a van as long as we could, so we knew that we wanted to make money. So my wife does some freelance digital marketing and works part-time remote, and then I have a YouTube channel as well as do some reselling on Amazon, and because of that, we needed spaces to work. So we have a table in the back that we'll get to, which is one of the places that we can work, but the other one, which is a lot smaller than an office that I'd probably prefer in a normal house, is right here, which is kind of just my office. I have all my camera equipment down here, which moves out of the way as I can swivel this seat around to actually turn into a desk. Gotta remember to flip that up. But in here, I can basically just sit down, do whatever work I need to, and then if we need to drive anywhere, can turn it right back around. But that gives us a lot of space.
One of the things I love about having a fixed bed in particular is that we have so much storage under the van. That was really important to us. And truthfully, we're kind of lazy and we knew we wouldn't set up the bed every single day. So being able to just have to make it like this is enough for us. We're also both pretty short. So we're able to have our bed be more like this. So we can lie down and that gives us a lot more room this way. It is a queen size bed, but we cut it this way, about like 4 inches off of it. So that's the main difference. And it's a foam mattress too, which we love. Another part that we try to be pretty intentional about is that there are no cabinets on this side. So that way we can sit up in bed, we can read. It's really nice that way. Our clothes are here and here. So just from the bed, we can reach it really easily. We also are able to watch TV in the van. We use our hotspot to stream different apps on my iPad. We put it right here and are able to sit back and watch TV together. So because we're able to sleep this way, we had room for 2 benches. So this way we can still eat dinner together. This is where I normally will work. And this table swivels. And so we're able to push it this way if we want more room. It's just fixed on here. It's not the legume table mount. We made our own for much cheaper. 10 out of 10 recommend doing that. This table is also one from our apartment. So Anthony had made our table in our apartment and we were able to repurpose it. So we still have a bit of home, which is nice. Under the benches, we have more storage. So this is where we keep items like hats, winter clothes, some shoes as well. So anything that's too bulky to fit in our overheads, we're able to keep in these really big compartments down here.
So what don't we have in our van?
We clearly don't have a shower or toilet, and that's because we have a Planet Fitness membership. Everywhere we go, there's a Planet Fitness, so we use those showers and we use public restrooms. Having the space for pantries and everything else is way more practical for our lifestyle.
The last really major system that we have left to talk about in our van is our electrical system, and luckily right next to our bed, which is also very intentional, we have all of the controls for it. That way if we're in bed and we're being lazy watching TV or something, we can access not only our inverter but also see how much solar we're pulling, if those are actually working on top, or maybe it's dusty because we're in the desert, how much battery capacity we have left before it runs out, as well as have these little DC plugs so that we can plug in our phone at the end of the night and not have to use too much power. All of our electrical equipment is right back here over this back wheel well, which is in the garage. I built a cage for it so that it doesn't get bumped by anything in the back there. But our system is actually pretty simple. We have a 200 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery that we bought pretty cheap off of Amazon. So that battery actually gets charged 2 different ways. We'll charge through solar, which we have mounted on our roof. We have 3 100 watt monocrystalline panels that all just kind of come down into that battery through a charge controller. And then we also have charging from when we drive. Another thing that was really important to me was to have easy access to put our dirty clothes. So all of our laundry items go in this basket here. I also have access to my running things and everything else that I would just need to grab very quickly that might get a little smelly in the van. Thank you guys so much for coming into our van so we could show you. Yeah, if you want to follow along on our adventures, go ahead and check us out on Instagram or YouTube, The Bedanzas. We don't have a lot of vowels because we don't think that they're super cool, but we really hope that we can see you on the road someday.
I hope you enjoyed that video. If you hadn't noticed, we do sell an ebook for how to convert a van. It has over 190 pages of detailed instructions and diagrams, also 25 video tutorials which are specifically for the ebook buyer. Creating a van for many people is obviously a really intimidating project, but I really believe, and I've seen it time and time and time again, that with the right information, anyone can turn out with a pretty decent van conversion. So check the link in the description, subscribe to the channel if you are not already, and drop us a comment if you like this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.